most of us are living in a delusion bubble. I'm not trying to say you're crazy and that you need to be on medication or something. We just all have a challenge processing reality correctly. All of us. Me, you, everybody. And the more we come into alignment with the truth, with the word, with the light, we start to see reality correctly. It cuts through the delusion bubble, which, by the way, doesn't always feel good, because you base your worldview on that delusion perspective, on the way you see. Because delusion is not a complex word. It means you're not processing some aspect or many aspects of the reality around you correctly. That's all. And so as you come into this calling out of her my people place where he's poked you and disturbed you and you've sought and asked and knocked and he's giving you revelation, he's opening your eyes, your ears, and your heart, guess what? You're now starting to see the layers peel away from the delusion and see things as they really are. You're now, as Scripture will call you, awake. Okay, he says to wake up. It says, be awakened, my people. Wake up, my people. Be aware, be alert, be awake. But you know what? Most of the people are walking in this sort of semi-conscious sleeps. They're sort of in a state of just, like an automaton. They're existing. And he wants us to be awake. And he says, look, when I come, that sword that I bring will cut through that delusion bubble and wake you up. And guess what? You're going to realize that you're not on the same page in your reality view as your mother or your sister or your brother or your son or your daughter or other family members. And guess what? You're going to try to share that point of view with them or explain to them why you're no longer going to be doing certain things or why you're now going to be doing things you never did before. And they're going to not understand because in their reality bubble, that's not right. That's not the way we do things in my reality bubble. Why are you doing that? There's a part of them also that's going to understand deep down, that part that Abba gave them when he breathed life into them is going to understand that you might be right. And if you're right, that means I'm wrong. I don't like to be wrong, right? Human beings don't like to be wrong. So if you're right, I'm wrong. Also, if you're right and I'm wrong, I don't want to be wrong, which means I'm going to have to change. And change is not fun. People do not like to change. And so guess what you are? You're an incredibly huge threat to their worldview, to their reality view, to their whole life. Because I know all of you know how much your life has turned upside down and inside out since he touched you and opened your eyes and your ears, correct? But you were ready and you embraced it, even though it might not have been easy. It might not have been fun all the way along, but you embraced it. Not everybody's ready for that. Because it's going to take everything you always thought you knew and say, not really, not exactly. You're going to have to make major adjustments. In what? In your thinking. So we're going to bring this full circle back to this whole thing where it says, do not think. Our thinking has been wrong because it's been based on our perceptions. We have our five senses, and so we receive information through our eyes and ears, and we smell and we touch and we taste and all of this stuff. And so then we interpret it through our delusion filters. And now he's telling you, you've been filtering it, and what you thought was A really isn't A, it's B. What you thought was right actually is wrong. Some of what you thought was wrong actually is right. There's a lot of that total mindset flip that could really be disturbing. And all of you have been through moments where it was very disturbing, but on some level, because you wanted it, you sought it, you asked for it, you were able to get through that disturbance.